Welcome to 520 Economics for Semester 2, 2015. So what's new this semester? Well, let me show you. We're going to be using these new forms of electronica, so I'll discuss them in turn. So the first one that we're going to be doing is using a real-time interactive whiteboard. That means that you and I can be working on the same whiteboard together. So if you like, here's our whiteboard. I've drawn a little diagram like this, and I ask you, where does marginal cost equal marginal revenue? And if you point to that point there, I will probably say no. If you point to this point here, I'll probably say no. But if you point to that point there and drop a vertical line down from there, I will say yes. So that means that we can both be working on the same diagram. Not only can I ask you questions, but you can also ask me questions. That should prove to be very useful to us when it comes to working with some of the more complex graphical models when we get into models of competition like Monopoly. Alright, so I can get that one the big tick, hopefully. Another innovation is going to be using real-time electronic polling. So just to confirm that we've learned a particular aspect of economics, what I can do is ask you a question, give you a set of answers, and give you an opportunity to cast your vote for what you think is the right answer. The results are reported up on the screen in real time, and we'll certainly see whether the majority of the class understand what has just been learned. So this is going to be very valuable in terms of tailoring our learning. It'll mean that we can progress quickly where there's good understanding, and it'll mean that we'll be able to slow down when the understanding needs to develop. This should prove to be a very powerful tool. What it does mean is that you need to bring your mobile phones. Having your mobile phone in class with me is going to be okay, because we're going to be using it. Or bringing your laptop or your iPad, or both a phone and a computer. Alright, so I'll give that one the big tick. And the third thing we're going to be using are learning casts, and you're experiencing one now. These learning casts are going to be available to you 24/7, and they'll be on YouTube. I'm getting better at producing them, and I'm happy to produce them on demand. So if there's some specific learning black spot or learning hurdle, then I'm certainly happy to do a pencast that will see that black spot clear up, or that hurdle just dissolve, really, so that we can progress. So these are the three bits of electronica that we're going to be using this semester. All right. So what does it all mean? Well, I hope for us that it's going to be more activity, it's going to be more engagement. We're going to be doing things. We're going to be interacting with each other, and hopefully having some fun. I mean, we can have fun in economics. It's not a dry ball subject. It's about us and our daily lives. And as a result of having that activity and fun, hopefully there's going to be more learning success, because that's what it's all about. Because I'm mindful of the fact that I'm going to be reliant in my old age on you guys running the economy well. So I need to make sure that you understand how the economy works. As I'm looking after you, I'll also be looking after myself. Alright, so what do you need to bring? Well, some of these things I've already mentioned. Okay, so where shall we start? Okay, well, look, we'll start with bringing your mobile devices. Look, I'm happy for you to have your mobile phone. And I'd be happy for you to accompany that mobile phone with a laptop or an iPad, because it's all about computing power today, isn't it, really? And being able to access information quickly. Having information at your fingertips is really important. Now, the other thing that you need to bring is your body and mind. And I particularly want you coming along to class with this one in good condition. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remind you about some things it's good to be reminded about, especially at the beginning of a course. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to profile how understanding develops over time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in and just produce a little model, a little graphical model. So what we're going to have down here is time. What we're going to have up here is understanding. Now, right at the beginning of the course, what you're going to hope for is that there's going to be some growth in your understanding of your particular topic. This time it'll be economics. Then probably what will happen is that it will plateau and it will regress. Sometimes you go backward in your understanding of a topic before you go forward again. Then there'll be hopefully some growth, a plateau, a bit of regression. Remember, when you're in a regression mode, don't get grumpy at me. It's just a natural part of your learning process. Then what's going to happen is there'll be some growth, maybe a bit of regression, maybe a bit of regression, some growth, plateau, growth. So what I want you to see is that learning is not a straight line process. There will be times when you are rapidly acquiring knowledge. So I suppose what you should hear is go for it. There'll be times when things slow down, and it's just a matter of just keeping the faith and just walking forward, I think. And there will be times when things go backwards, and that's probably when you need to give it a rest, if you like, knowing that what's going to follow that rest is going to be some growth. So I think once you understand this, then what it should do is should help you manage your learning anxiety. There will be these times when it feels as though you are going backwards, and the truth is that you are, but these periods of regression don't last very long. So it's all about recognising what phase you're in and then adjusting your behaviour according to that phase. All right. Now what I want to do with you is just share the what I think is the learning profile for economics. So here it is here. I mean, you can see that learning is a complex process and there's a lot of stuff going on. There's your learning profile, there's the course's learning profile. So what I'm going to put here is I'm going to put here learning effort. Now, for me, economics is a bit like this. I mean, I've taught it for a long time. The end. So what you can see is that economics is very lumpy, isn't it? That's because it's a very conceptual subject. We bounce from one concept to the next. So what's an implication of this? Well, it's simply this, is that, look, if you miss this part of the learning on a concept, how can you understand this part? Again, if you miss this part of learning on a concept, how can you understand this part up here? So what it's saying is, what this profile is saying, to me anyway, is that you need to be attending class. And I know about 2/3 of the way through the semester there's usually a drop-off in a lot of classes. But luckily that drop-off doesn't seem to happen in economics, and I think it's because students understand this profile. They understand the nature of the beast, if you like. Now, some of you could be thinking, oh man, that's a bit intimidating, concept after concept, wave after wave. Well, you know, it could be worse. I mean, this could be the learning effort profile for economics. It could be uphill. Imagine that. But it's not. This is our learning profile. and I think it's very manageable. Okay, well, one of the things that's always good to do is to compare and contrast. That way you often discover new things or see things in different ways, which is always good. So why don't I draw the learning effort profile for accounting? So we've got learning effort here, and we've got time down here. So I've done a bit of accounting, and this is what I reckon it's like. There's a bit of a glide to the end. Now, what's this big hump all about? Well, I think that's about the accounting equation. And the accounting equation provides the framework for the debit and credit rules. Once you understand the accounting equation, debiting and crediting becomes very easy. What about this hump here? What do you think explains that hump? Any ideas? Well, look, I think it's depreciation. Once you discover that depreciation is a paper entry, then all becomes easy, I think. So you can see that each of you will have your own learning profiles, and then the subjects themselves will have different learning profiles as well. And so it's a matter of managing your way through all of that. That's why I truly believe that learning is really the last frontier. It's something that we still understand little about. Anyway, look, I hope that you've enjoyed this learning cast, and of course it'll be available on YouTube for you to have a look at some other point in time or to share with others, but be assured that there will be more of these available. So I'm looking forward to a good semester, and I hope you are too. I'll catch you later.